everyone. Welcome to your 30-minute sunrise yoga practice. So for today's practice, I'm going to recommend that you have a bolster or a cushion to sit on. You can also use it to slide underneath of your knees if you like. Also, you might choose to have a couple of blocks to help access the floor and also a blanket. Additionally, I would recommend that you have some sort of yoga strap or tie, belt, or scarf that we can use to give us a little bit more accessibility in our forms today. So the invitation is to come into standing. And I'm just going to move my bolster out of the way. We'll use it a little bit later. So just coming to standing anywhere in your mat and taking your feet, pressing them firmly down into the floor. Maybe shaking it out a little bit. For some of you, this might be the first thing you've done this morning. So maybe just give those legs a bit of a shake, give those arms a bit of a shake, and just bringing your feet then to stillness and really finding the floor with those feet. So you might choose to lift your toes, spread them apart, and then place toe down on the floor time. So you might just start with your pinky toe can come down, and then your fourth toe, your third toe, your second toe, and then your great toe. Just really finding a nice firm connection into the floor. And then as we continue to sense the floor with our feet, let's just take a moment to bring our attention and awareness into the alignment that we're going to take in standing. So with your feet firmly and securely pressing into the floor, let's see if we can draw our knees in line directly above the ankles. And then having the hips stacked directly above the knees, and the shoulders stacked above the hips, the head resting somewhere in between the shoulder blades, and perhaps even just drawing the chin down ever so slightly to create a sense of length through the back of the neck. So if I turn sideways, this is what we're looking for here, a plumb line. So if we're hanging a line from the ceiling, we don't want the plumb line running through the middle of the ear, through the shoulders, through the middle of the hip joint, the middle of the knee joint, and directly down through the middle of the ankle. So just taking a few moments here in this standing form, just noticing how it feels to be in standing, maybe considering how your body feels for you this morning, noticing any areas of tension or tightness. It might feel good to sway back and forth a little bit, or even side to side, just to get our bearings for the day. It might assist you to close your eyes if you like. That can sometimes help turn our vision inwards. If that's not feeling right for you this morning, then just keeping your eyes open and just softening the gaze and just perhaps allowing yourself to open your awareness and your attention to the sensations of the body on the inside, as opposed to the sensations that you're gathering from your vision. So just taking a moment here to notice what parts of the body feel contracted or rigid or stiff. And also noticing what parts of the body feel open and expansive and relaxed. And then let's just take a moment here to notice those sensations. Maybe shifting awareness to sensations in your mind. Just noticing what thoughts might be present. And then shifting awareness to the thoughts on your heart, or checking in to see emotionally how you're feeling this morning. Perhaps you feel energized, perhaps you feel a little sleepy or lethargic, or perhaps there's a sense of anticipation to the start of a brand new day. Just noticing all of those sensations. And then as you're ready, a nice long exhalation. If the eyes were closed, you can open them. We'll just start with a little bit of monitored breath work. We're going to use the arms to help us create a certain tempo with our breath. So we're going to inhale here to a count of 4 deeply through the nose, taking your breath in. And then exhaling to a count of 4, taking the palms down. Now your count of 4 might be slower or faster than my count of 4. So ultimately it doesn't matter. I would just like you to explore equalizing the length of time that it takes you to inhale as you bring the arms to the sky. And then exhale. Perhaps considering slowing the breath, lengthening the inhalations and exhalations, inhaling palms up. And then exhaling. Let's do one more, inhaling palms up. And then exhaling. So let's add on to this practice of the breath with arms, and we're just going to add by lifting the heels. So as you inhale, rising up to the heels, rising up onto the toes, the heels lift as the arms go to the sky, rising up. And then exhaling, coming down. And it's okay if you wibble wobble and see if you can reach the top of the heel lift as you reach the top of your inhale, and see if you can have your heels touch down to the floor as you reach the bottom of your exhalation. So there's a little bit of tricky timing involved. So let's try that now. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Let's try that 2 more times. Taking a breath in. And then exhaling. Let's try one more. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Super. And then just letting your hips do a little bit of side shift. And then if you want, you can start to explore a little bit more range by reaching the arm down here. So again, just exploring a little bit of lateral movement as you're bending and straightening the legs. Remembering that for many of us, this is the first thing that we've done this morning. So taking your time and just only moving in a range that feels comfortable and available to you. And I'm just going to turn sideways so that you can have a little bit of a vision from the side. So we're going to be preparing to move into some forward folds and some half sun salutes. So if you know that you're a little bit tighter in the hamstrings or in the backs of the legs, I would just invite you to bring your blocks and just place them on the floor in front of you. It just brings the floor a little bit closer and can make things a little bit more, a little bit easier on your low back and on the hamstrings. So let's start with that same breath. I'm going to take my arms out to the front, but feel free to take your arms out to the side. So we'll inhale to take the breath to the hands to the sky. And then the first couple are going to be a roll down. So as you exhale, let the arms come forward, nod the chin, and you're just going to really activate through that midsection, pulling the navel deep. And you're going to use those abdominal muscles to create a rounding through the spine as you roll down, maybe bending the knees if you need to, and just bringing your hands either in contact with the blocks, or if the blocks are even a little bit too far away for you this morning, you can bring your hands onto your shins. And we're just going to stay here for 2 full breath cycles as we inhale. And exhale. Oh, 1 more breath. And then exhaling. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to start to roll up. So if you feel like you need to bend the knees to provide a little bit more support for your low back, feel free to do so. But then inhaling, rolling up, hands to the sky. And then exhale, hands down. Let's do that 2 more times with a roll down. So inhaling, reaching the arms to the sky. Hands come down, nodding the chin, exhaling, rolling forward. This time we're just going to stay here for 1 full cycle of breath. Inhale. And exhale. And now on the next inhalation, we're going to roll up. So rolling up, inhaling, hands to the sky. And then exhaling. So let's do that 2 more times at your own pace. I'll fall silent so that you can become aware of any sensations that might be present as we work through this modified sun salutation, half sun salute. Stay at the bottom for 1 breath if possible, 1 full cycle. Pressing down into your feet, rolling up. Hands to the sky. Let's do 1 more, inhaling. And then exhaling. Full breath at the bottom. Press down as you inhale, roll. And then hands coming down. All right, we're going to add on with some lunges. If you like the full roll down for the transition towards the floor, feel free to do that. If you'd like to do more of a forward fold, you might choose to follow me. Inhaling, hands to the sky. Exhaling, arms out to the side if you're going to fold. So swan diving forward. And now everyone, hands to thighs. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Inhale. And then fingers to toes or blocks. I'm going to use my blocks today. Let's take that right leg. We're going to step it back. And we're in a long lunge. Inhale here. And then exhale. Let's step the right leg forward. Inhaling. And we're going to go right into the left leg. Exhaling. Inhaling. And then exhaling, stepping forward. Hands to thighs, inhaling. Reach through that crown. Exhale to fold. Press down into your feet, roll up. Inhale, hands to the sky. And then if you wanted to, you could come hands down the midline into Anjali Mudra, or hands down along your side in mountain form. Let's do that 1 more time each side. Inhaling. Exhaling to fold. Hands to thighs, inhale. Fingers to toes, right foot back, long lunge. Inhale, pause. Exhale, step that leg forward. Inhale, pause. Exhale, step that left leg back. Inhale, pause. And then exhale, let's bring that leg forward. Hands to thighs, inhale. And fold it forward. Press down into the feet. Inhale, roll up, hands to the sky. And then hands down in Anjali Mudra or along at your sides. All right, well, let's add on, moving into more of a flow. Inhaling to reach. Exhaling to fold. Hands to thighs, inhale. Fingers to toes. Right leg back. Now, inhale, right knee down. You can leave the toes tucked under or flatten the foot. And then hands to thighs. Exhaling. Now you might choose to stay here or inhale, hands to the sky, Anjaneyasana. And then hands can come down on to the floor, step back, and we're just going to go into a couple of cat and cow. So rounding the spine, and then moving into your gentle cow, and then exhaling cat, and then cow, And then coming to neutral, let's tuck the toes under and let's take downward facing dog. So shifting the hips back, coming up into your downward facing dog. Keep those knees bent. You don't need to have the heels touch the floor. Maybe you want to walk your dog out, pedaling your feet. Maybe you want to take your legs wide. Sorry, I lost my mic there. Just continuing to play here. And then we're just going to come into a plank. So bringing your legs about hip width apart, coming forward into your high plank here as you inhale. Knees down, and then chest and chin to lower. And we're going to come into 3 little cobras. So inhale, chest rises, keep them small to start. And then exhale, pressing down, really pressing the tops of the feet into the floor, elbows tucked at your side, shoulders rolled back, inhaling for number 2. And then exhaling, inhaling for number 3. And then exhaling, tucking those toes under, pressing up onto your knees and back into your downward facing dog. Pausing here as you inhale. And then exhale. We're going to step that right leg forward. And to do that, I'll invite you to take that right foot up a little bit or a lot, however, whatever you like, to the sky. Inhaling, bend the knee, and then exhale however you can. Step that right foot forward. Pause here as you inhale. Hands can come up on the block. That'll give you a little bit more space. And then exhale. Hands to thighs. Take a breath. And then folding it all the way down. And then inhale, pressing down as you all the way up. Hands to the sky. And then hands down to your heart. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Inhale. And then exhale to fold. Hands to thighs, inhale. Exhale, fingers to toes. Step the left leg back, long lunge. Inhale here. And then exhale, place the left knee down. Left foot can stay tucked under or press the foot flat into the floor. Your choice. Walk the hands up onto the right thigh. Shoulders down the spine. You might choose to pause here in Anjaneyasana or Anjaneyasana, or take your hands to the sky. Inhaling here. And then exhaling. Oh, one more breath in. And then let's take hands to the floor and let's do another round of cat and cow. Bringing that knee back. And then as deep as you would like to work here, rounding into your cat. Breathing out. Inhaling into your cow. So you can keep these movements small. You can keep the movements big. Whatever feels right for you. Inhaling. And exhaling. And coming to neutral. Tucking the toes under, press back into your downward facing dog. This time, I'll invite you to explore downward dog here in stillness. So just finding a moment here to just come to stillness. You can have those knees bent if it feels right for you, or straighten the legs by pressing the backs of the thighs towards the wall behind you as you send the hips to the sky. We'll be here for 2 more breaths as you inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath, inhale. And then exhale. Now inhale, let's shift forward into our full plank. You can always take your knees to the floor here. If this feels better, you can be here, your choice, inhaling. And then if your knees aren't already down, you can bring your knees down and then slowly let your body lower towards the floor. Coming into a little cobra, toes tuck under. Let's do 3 of those as well. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to come down. If you want to explore a little bit more height, feel free to do so. Inhaling, maybe coming a little bit higher. And then exhaling to come down. Let's do 1 more. Inhaling. Let's come down slow for this one. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toes tuck under, press up and transition back into your downward facing dog for 2 more breaths here as you inhale. And exhale, really pressing through the hands, sending the hips towards the sky. Imagine you're drawing energy out of the floor, up along the arms. And that energy runs up your back to peak at the top of your hips, your sitting bones towards the sky. And then also perhaps imagine drawing energy up through your feet so that there's a really strong sense of grounding through the feet, drawing energy of the earth up through the backs of the thighs and also peaking at the top of your inverted form. The hips stay here for a breath in. And then exhale. Now we're going to take that left leg. You can lift a little bit or a lot to the sky. Inhaling here. Bend the knee. Let's take that left foot, place it up between the hands. So once again, you can find your blocks here as you inhale and exhale. Let's take that right leg, step it forward, hands to thighs, inhaling, exhaling to fold, press down into the feet as you roll up, 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 hands to the sky, and then hands down through the midline, and then just pausing for a moment here in your mountain form, Tadasana, and just taking a moment to check in, notice how you're feeling as you inhale and exhale. Noticing if you're feeling a little bit more grounded. Noticing any sensations in the body. And then we're going to move in to tree form for balance. So I'm going to turn to face you. You might choose to stay facing the top edge of your mat, or you could come and stand in the center of your mat. Again, your choice. But we're going to start with the right leg being our balanced leg. So just take a moment here, spread those toes, really pressing the feet and the toes into the earth, and then just rising up on that left foot toe for a moment here. Make sure that you're not sinking into that right hip. Draw the energy of the right hip up so that you have this long energy through the spine. Imagine you're growing roots through the bones of your foot. Sometimes that will help. And then as you're ready, you can bring that left leg up to balance. Now today you might choose to stay here or even have your toe down, or you might choose to open out that left knee. And if you if it feels right for you today, you could reach down with your hand and you could place that foot on the inside of your thigh, pressing the left foot into the right thigh and the right thigh into the left foot, and then coming to stand. Now you might choose to take your hands into Anjali Mudra, or maybe out to the side, or maybe even to the sky. And we're just going to pause here. I'll fall silent as we pause here for about 15 seconds, inhaling and exhaling. And then as you're ready, bringing your hands down to your heart, and then slowly releasing that left leg. And maybe for today, let's just try extending it out in front, taking your arms out to the side, and just adding a little balance here as you take a breath in, really expanding and reaching, bringing the hands down, bringing the leg down, and just pause for a moment and notice any sensations that might be present in the body. And then you can give that a little bit of a shake, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So again, thinking about the left leg, rooting down into the floor, making it really strong, making sure that you don't sit into that left hip, so pulling that left hip in, lengthening through the spine towards the sky. And then when you're ready, rising up onto the right foot toes. Now pausing here for a moment to decide what you would like to do. Maybe you pause here, maybe you lift the foot, or maybe you open the knee and you can bring that foot up, pressing it into the inside of the thigh. It's very different for me between sides. Sometimes I can't do it on the side. And so you might notice the same thing for yourself. So if it doesn't feel like it's going to stay, then just find a form that will stay, drawing and centering in as you open out. And then hands can come to your heart, out to the side, or to the sky here as you inhale and exhale. Just holding tree form here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Oh, one more breath in. Good, and then bring your hands down. Let's just take that leg out in front, find the balance here as you extend and reach, just a little bit of extra connection for that left foot into the floor, and then bring that right foot down and pause for a moment here. Just notice the work that the left side was doing. Think about how it feels from right side to left side. And then when you're ready, you can give that a little bit of a jiggle and a wiggle, relaxing those shoulders. And then however you like, let's come to the floor and we'll move into a simple twist. If you wanted to sit up on a blanket or a bolster or a block to help you create a little bit more length in your spine, that's totally fine. The invitation for right now is to have the left leg crossed in front. So you want that left leg crossed in front in Sukhasana. So you want to feel that your calves are resting on the inside, on the insteps of your feet. Or you could come into Siddhasana, which heels are moving in towards the groin. So there's a little bit of a sharper angle here. Sometimes this can feel really great for people, sometimes not so much. So just finding the form that feels best. And just for today, let's have that right leg in front. So sitting tall here as we inhale and then exhale. We're going to use our right arm for support. So the right arm is going to come just behind the hip, press it down into the floor so it acts like a strut to hold the length in the spine. And then inhale and reach the left arm to the sky with the left sliding away from the ears. Roll the right shoulder back and then slowly just rotating. Let's take the left hand, rest it on the right knee, and then use that right hand to create a little bit more length as you turn the torso. If it feels right for you today, you might choose to rotate the head towards the right and just pausing here and just noticing any sensations that you might be experiencing through the body or even in the breath, in your mind. Again, you don't need to muscle your way into the form. Just go to where your body wants to go organically, and then just take a moment there to experience that form as you breathe in and out, maybe through the nose or maybe through the nose and the mouth. Good, and then as we move out of this form, allowing the head to come to center, and then releasing the arms and the shoulders, giving yourself a little bit of a side to side or a little bit of a rocking action. And then let's switch the legs. Let's bring the right foot in Siddhasana or Sukhasana. So again, we're either here or you're opened out a little bit wider. Doesn't matter which form you choose, just have the left leg in front. Okay, and then we're going to use the left hand to support. So it's going to go behind us, untended fingers pressing down into the floor. That's going to give us a little bit of support to maintain that length in the spine. And then inhaling, let's reach the right arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, start to turn to the left, and let's take that right arm and just rest it on the left knee, and perhaps turning the torso here, turning the head along with the torso if that feels right for you, and just pausing here as you breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Seeing if you can find a form that you can relax into so that you don't feel like you're trying to hold or strain to hold a position. And then slowly releasing that, coming to center, wiggling out those shoulders. And we're just going to move into a little bit of lengthening through the back of the leg. So this is where you're going to want your strap. This is our last form, and then we'll go into relaxation. So let's come lay onto our backs. So you want your strap or your belt or whatever it is that you have, your scarf. And the invitation here is to bend the right knee into the chest, place the strap around the foot, and then holding onto your strap, we're just going to do a little bit of bend and stretch here. So this makes it really comfortable. You don't feel like you have to strain to reach your foot. As you exhale, we're just going to stretch. Maybe you get the knee straight. Maybe you keep a little bit of a bend in it. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Every form is good. So just extending that, stretching it, and then bending it. Let's do that 4 times. Extending, taking your time, and bending. There's no rush here. And then extending, and then bending. 2 more times. Extending, and then bending. Now on this last one, we'll invitation to hold here if you like. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. If you want to explore lengthening the left leg, feel free to do so. See how that feels. And we'll be here for another 3 breaths. Good. And then if you straighten the left leg, let's bring the left leg up, bend the right knee in, and then just take that leg long. Take it side to side. To inhale and exhale. And then let's go to the other side. So there's a little technical glitch that we'll just work through. We're almost done. Take it into the left leg. I'm teaching in the middle of a monsoon level storm, so I think I'm having some Wi-Fi issues. So here we go. Let's go into the bend and stretch. So you're going to extend and then bend and extend. And then extend. And then bend. Now on this last one, invitation to pause and hold the extension. You could continue with the bend and stretch. Otherwise, you could pause and hold here. And if it feels okay, you could explore straightening out that right leg. And just breathing here as you inhale and exhale. Super. And then slowly bending that in. Let's bend the right leg up. Take the left leg down. And then just extend it long. Go side to side. And we're going to move directly into a brief Shavasana. So go ahead and extend the legs. Arms can be along at your side. Eyes can stay open or they can be closed. And just start with your awareness at the top of your head. And just let the crown of your head relax. All the muscles across your forehead, your eyes, your cheekbones. Your lips, your nose relaxes. Allow the back of the head to rest heavy on the floor. Allow the sides of the head to soften. Allowing the jawbone to soften, or pardon me, not the jawbone, but the jaw joint to soften. Softening through the muscles of the throat and neck. Softening across the tops of your shoulders. All the way down your arms, your hands, your fingers. Your upper chest, your middle chest are soft, the rib cage is soft. Allow the shoulder blades to relax deep into the floor. The upper back softens, the middle back settles down. The lower back releases, allowing the floor to completely support it. Allow the abdomen to be soft. The front of the hips, the back of the hips, your seat. The top of the upper leg soften. The upper legs and the back of the upper legs soften. The shins are heavy and soft on the mat. The calf muscles are soft and heavy, resting on the mat. The ankles, the feet, the toes. Everything releasing and softening into the floor. Allow the eyes to soften. Allow the mind to soften. And then perhaps simply just become aware of the breath, following it softly as it moves in and out of the body. And then slowly bringing your awareness back to the room, wiggling your fingers and your toes. We'll just close the class and sitting if that feels all right for you. So if you'd like to join me in sitting, just bending the knees and turning over onto one side, pausing there for a moment, and then slowly making your way up into sitting, again on a bolster or a cushion or a blanket, crossing your legs if that feels right. And then just taking a moment here to close the eyes if it feels okay for you, and if closing the eyes is not the best option, then just allowing the gaze to soften. You might choose to bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, palms touching into the sternum, bowing the head, thanking your body for the work that it's done this morning, pardon me. Looking forward to the day ahead. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be content, and may you move through your day with ease. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.